Hi, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shining sea. Welcome back to Ham Radio Live, a show about radio for people who love radio. Today, technician questions and answers, safe buying tips, and your comments worldwide. Welcome back to the show.
Heard of a van that's loaded with weapons, packed up and ready to go. Heard of some grave sites up by the highway, a place where nobody knows. The sound of gunfire off in the distance, I'm getting used to it now. Lived in a brownstone, lived in a ghetto.
We got a whole bunch for you in today's show, including your solar forecast. And remember this.
This ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around.
Little talking heads for you. We're just mixing it up here. It's Thursday, June 9th, 2022, and a fine show for you this afternoon.
Transmit the message to the receiver. Hope for an answer someday. I got 3 passports, a couple of visas. You don't even know my real name. High on the hillside, the bucks are loading. Everything's ready to roll.
Before we get copyrights out, better make it move along. Wherever you are in our great world today, away we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Shack in Oregon. My name is Larry Mike. Call sign Amateur Radio's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome back to the Shack. It's great to see you. Sorry we missed yesterday's show. Sorry we've kind of cut this one now 3 times, but my brother's medical professionals keep calling all the time. Literally, it's just happening over and over again. So my apologies for starting, stopping. Here we are. So if they call again, we'll just simply call them back later, okay? Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's figure out what's going on here in terms of numbers of where people got, for your first, second, third, and so forth. Let's figure it out.
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know's on third.
Exactly. First one that came in today, Stian Bjorskvik, all the way from Norway. First one in. Give that man a beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
Stian, welcome, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in from Norway today. I got to give some love, though. I do. Have to give a little bit of love. The second show actually came through. We were able to get part of it, and then the medical professionals called because Bob's just out of surgery. So, coming in this first show, the first one we did, actually was this gentleman right here, and we know very little about this man. In fact, he comes from an unknown location, but the guy is really cool, right? He's got a good YouTube channel. He hosts Coffee Nam Radios on Saturday and Sundays, and he's a man of many gifts. So he came in first for the 14th time on the first cut of the show that we had to destroy. Smokin' Ape is here. Hi, buddy. Welcome. A very happy Thursday to you. Thanks for coming today. I love that song. It's fun, little James Bond music there. Hi, Jim. Whiskey 6, Juliet, India Mike. That's Walnut Creek. Good to see you, Jim, from California. Roger McKeon and Molly. Kilo Juliet 7, Lima X-Ray. Welcome back. Also, we have Winan here. All the way from Namibia in Africa. Hi, Winan. Good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure to have you here. My brother Bob, courtesy of WIFI, this time in building, not at the medical center. Bob, welcome. Good to have you back home, bud. Thanks for coming, bud. It's good to see you. Cliff Bolts from Virginia. Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar Bravo, Papa. Wicked Loud One. My gosh, it's going to be an awesome show now. This is going to be terrific, man. Good to see you. Andy Kelly, trying to come in first. But you know what, Andy, honestly, if we're talking about, countries, you're first in from the UK today, so that's good, right? 2 Echo 0 Romeo Echo Echo. Hi, Ryan. It's good to see you, Andy. Good to see you. My friend Andy New follows you. Good to see you. Mike 7 Charlie Union November. Studying though to get his intermediate license. That's pretty cool. WECB 640. He is a cool guy. He's a radio engineer, so a guy that'll answer your questions. He's also on our Discord channel. So if you have questions like antenna questions, possibly questions about RFI or stuff like that, he's really cool. He'll answer your questions. He's very, very knowledgeable, does it for a living, right? That's what he did. So WECB, we're grateful to hear from Boston. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you. Also, Spike in the Great White, not so quite north. It's actually pretty nice in Montana, I understand. So it's good to have you. Me here now. He's now Spike U-Bolt, radio in this sky. Good to see you, Charlie. November Juliet 7 Victor, all the way from Arizona. Nice to have you as part of the show. Wendy joins us from Florida. Hi, Wendy. Happy Thursday. Whiskey 4 Lima Sierra. It's always fun when you're here. Thanks for being here, Wendy. Kim Cheney joins us from Brandenburg, Kentucky. Hello to you. Kilo Oscar 4 India Poppy, India. Good to see you. Dwight Hitchens from Coastal Virginia. Welcome back. It's good to have you, as well as Ken. November 4 Papa Hotel X-Ray. Good to have you, Ken. As always, part of Ham Radio Live. Thank you for being here. And the Ape, is always a pleasure to have you. Thanks for being here, my friend. I mean that. I know you have other things to do. Thank you for being here today for this segment. It's good to have you. Daniel, welcome. New Hampshire is here, as well as Dirk from Wisconsin. A lot of folks are here. Ron from Canada, Victor Alpha 3, Foxtrot Union Charlie. Will this one work now? Gosh, I hope so. No! Man, no kidding. Steve, look at this. There it is, the brand new call sign. 2 Echo Zero X-Ray Sierra Hotel. That is Steve's new call sign. Steve, you got it, man. Welcome to the land of intermediates and 50 watts. That is so cool. I am really happy for you, man. All right, Nikolai, before we close out, Nikolai in Romania, Yankee Oscar 8, November, India Kilo, welcome. Good to see you, and thank you for coming. Also, wait a minute, Siobhan's here also from Ireland by way of London. We have to do it that way. Richard Clark, welcome as well. It's nice to have you here, as well as Ron Walensky. November 8, Whiskey Charlie Romeo. I think maybe that's it. No, VK Radioham. Good day to you, my friend. Victor Kilo 3. Wait, Victor Kilo 3, Golf Echo Kilo. Okay, there you go. I'm trying. It's getting hard. There's a lot of folks here. Folks, we want to help you get your amateur radio license. Really do. We want to help you get on the air. That's the main point here, all right? And today we'll have technician license questions and answers for you, which is the first level license here in the U.S. And we'll try and make it understandable in that segment. That's just going to follow the weather, okay? So I hope you like it. We'd like to help you, though, get on the air. Now, wherever you are in the world, doesn't matter where you are, okay? Contact a large radio group like the American Radio Relay League. They are so good at what they do. They help people find local amateur radio clubs to them so that they can get a hold of them, find out what amateur radio is all about the test and getting help with that test, as well as getting on the air and maybe even help lend you some gear to get you started. How cool is that? It all starts, though, with an email from you to let the ARRL know where you're located and you want to get your license. Find them online at www.arrl.org. Please hit the contact us bar and let them know where you're located. They'll send you an amateur radio club that's close to you. If you're coming from the WRMI CQ Calling Show, thank you and welcome. Good to see you. We're on today. Today is a big day for CQ Calling, powered by ICOM. For the love of ham radio. It's already been to the South Seas earlier today at 0815 UTC on 7780 kilohertz. Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East had the show on 15770 kilohertz at 2015 UTC. Also Fridays, it'll be on tomorrow at 2115 UTC over on 7730 kilohertz. North America has a show today, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on 9395 kilohertz. And the Caribbean, Central and South America get the show tonight, 8:15 Eastern on 9955 kilohertz. And that show also, by the way, is simulcast on the internet stream at www.wrmi.net. If you'd like to email me about something, maybe you have a question, an idea, a suggestion, please feel free and reach out to me at CQ, hamradiolive@gmail.com. And we got a pretty cool Discord channel, too, at ham-radio-live. I'll put a link to it at the very top of the description section of this video. Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday to everybody around the world. It's good to see you guys on a Thursday. That'd be Friday for Graham in Australia. So, Graham, happy Friday to you. All right, we have a question for today's show. Hope you like it. The question today, what band do you wish you had an antenna for? Okay, so what band, and it could be VHF, UHF, could be HF, right? Could be really low frequency too, right? If you're trying to build something for 2200 or maybe 630 kilohertz, right? Really long. What antenna do you wish you had an antenna for? Put in the comment section. We'll make it part of the show. Want to give some love right now to Jeff Stone. Jeff, Amboy, Washington. Call sign Whiskey 0, Victor, Quebec. This guy's pretty special. I'll explain why in a second. Look at this. He's done all this stuff. Master of Oceania, all 50 states, Grid Squares, Master of North America, DXCC, Continents of the World, World Radio Friendship, United States counties, and Master of South America. Yes, he's done all that stuff. Here is some of the stuff he likes to do. Look at this with airplanes. This is pretty darn sweet. Here's a little bit about him. He's from Amboy, Washington. He's originally licensed in 78 as Kilo Alpha Zero Bravo Oscar Lima in his hometown of Detroit Lakes, Michigan. He said Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Pardon me. I sat for the technician general and extra in 2017 in Fresno, California, and was assigned Alpha India 6 Mike Quebec. His current call sign is Whiskey Zero Victor Quebec. He says he's been learning CW as a member of the Long Island CW Club, and that means it's pretty cool because he would be connected then with Jim, Whiskey 6 Juliet India Mike, because Jim helps to work and help people learn in that same club. So that's pretty darn cool, I think. So Jim's part of that too. That's really cool. Also spent most of his career in the networking industry doing hardware and software development. He's semi-retired now. Current rig, Flex 6600, a DX Commander vertical along with a KX3 and a KXPA 100 watt amp for portable operations. Jeff, it's really good to have you here, and I want to say thank you. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. As you know, I've been working really hard to try and get the Urban Beam up, right? It's like a soap opera, and I don't want to get through all that. But the point is, Jeff has volunteered to come over and help get it up on the rooftop so we actually have it working. Is that cool or what? Because I can't do that. So, Jeff, we just need somebody else to maybe step up and help, and then we've got a team of guys who can come up, put the thing on the tower, and let the thing spin around to make the neighbors really upset, and we'll make them real happy today.
He's dead, Jeff.
Pretty much. They'll be mad as heck. Spinning around. Can't wait. Can't wait. So, Jeff, thank you seriously for doing that. Don't forget, today's topic question of the show, what band do you wish you had an antenna for? Make it part of the show in the comments section. Your weather today is powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Now, you may wonder, how could we have a sunspot number of 0 and an SFI of 100? That's a very valid question, all right? There's a couple of things here that are really important to talk about. The X-ray level is B3.0. We'll get into that when we show you the 3-day geomagnetic field. The 304A is 124.9. That's great. The electron flux high, 839. These are good numbers. They help to make this A1A charging the ionosphere really good, even though we have no sunspots right now in the front of the sun. But there are some coming. Look at the left side. You see that? That's where the relief is coming. So we should start seeing some solar numbers bounce up sometime, hopefully Sunday or Monday. Okay, here is a better look at that partial look of the backside. The sun, the squared area, is that really active region that's coming forward. Expect probably some CMEs to be coming up next week. Coronal home map 90 is kind of facing Earth a bit, but it's not causing us any issues. 3-day geomagnetic forecast from the sun. Here's what the sun's been doing. See, it's going up. Everything is starting to come up. Even with, look, it shows only one sunspot, 3029 there. And if you look carefully, you kind of see things starting to work their way towards the sea level baseline, and that's a good sign. Means things are going to improve. SFI 100, that's down 1 from yesterday, but a solar sunspot number of 0. Okay, now a year ago, if we had a 0 sunspot number, we'd be about 68 or 70. That's the difference. Area number also 0, down 30, but that SFI is still hot. Noise floors are quiet, down to K2, so decent conditions to run the nighttime bands for you this evening. 3-day geomagnetic forecast. We should stay quiet through Sunday. I think people will have pretty good conditions on the lower bands, 160, 80, 40. Should be okay. The QRZ conditions have changed today. Earlier at 1533 GMT, they were minus 4.3 BZ latitude, and then things went positive. So this is a big deal. As long as it's positive, we'll have less QSB on the bands. SFI 100, solar number 0, index is 5. That's the geomagnetic impact from the sun. K is 1. That's the geomagnetic impact from all the planets. Solar wind, really quiet, 296.6 kilometers per second. 6, 4, and 2 meter E-skip are open. And you see the HF bands, I think we do slightly better, but it's going to be later in the day. The Kilo Charlie 2 Golf map, been following it most of the day. At 1600, this is the way things look. 29 megahertz right about the southern part of Europe. That's where it was. And as we hit gray line for Europe, look at the conditions. 27 in Portugal, 27 in Spain, 23 in France, 30 in the southern part of Italy. If you're in Great Britain, 24, 20 in Moscow, in Norway, in the northern part there, about 15 megs. Heading south towards Africa, the central part of Africa is where 10 meters is. And then as you go south, it goes quiet all the way to 8 megahertz down north towards Cape Town. Far east right now, Japan at 11 megahertz. Towards Melbourne, 15 megahertz right now, and near Perth, right about 16 megs. North America, right about the U.S.-Canadian border, 19 megahertz south. As you head north, 17 megahertz. Up in Alaska, right about 17 to 19, depending upon where you're at. Southern California coast, 21 megahertz currently. Southern Texas at 23. Near New Orleans, or the panhandle there of Florida, 21. And most of South America still at 10-meter land, 31 in northern Brazil, 29 in Uruguay. So decent conditions if you're in South America. Your solar cycle 25, way things are going. This is what we've looked at since the 1760s, all right? And if you look at this carefully, look at solar cycle number 3, okay? See how quickly it went up, okay? It went up really fast. And then it peaked way up, and then it took a long time coming down. It went up quick, long time coming down. Another one like that is number 8. Solar cycle 8 comes up really fast and then comes down pretty quickly, all right? Same thing if you look at number 19, okay? That's the famous one. That's the biggest solar cycle we've ever had, was solar cycle 19. Goes up quick, then it peaked a couple of times, then it came down. Let's take a look at our solar cycle. Here is solar cycle 25. Look how quickly it's rising. It's coming up very, very quickly. This has been updated as of May. So we've got current numbers based on, first of all, the NOAA forecast, which is that red oval, that red hump there. And then the blue numbers are the actual, conditions of what's happened. The top number is the solar sunspot number. The bottom one is the SFI. So the SFI has nearly hit the peak of what NOAA forecast solar cycle 25 to be. Your ham and shortwave forecast for today, powered by ICOM for the love of ham radio. SFI should stay near triple digits through Saturday. So QS Baker on the bands at times today when we get that negative BZ latitude going in. Quiet noise floors, though, through Saturday. Voice bands should be 20, 17, 15, and possible 12 and 10 later in the day in the northern hemisphere. Equatorial latitudes and the south, 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10. CB radio skip should be open in the northern hemisphere for short openings late afternoon into sunset. In the mid and south latitudes should be good. Data modes, 30 to 10, most of the late afternoon, you should hit 10 meters, but you're not going to hit it in the morning. It just doesn't have enough SFI right now to really get that 10-meter band working in the northern hemisphere. Now, if you get south, like Italy, or you hit like Florida or possibly southern Texas, you'll get more of 10 meters. It's just that that's where it's more prevalent right now. Nighttime ham band openings, 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, 30. Your best DX with an SFI this low, pretty much 40 and 80 tonight. 20 should work great, and work it as long as you can because it's going to work west for you. Remember, 20 is a daytime band, so it's going to work west. And remember, all you need on one end of the QSO is a person with a really good antenna. If you don't have a great antenna, but they do, the call can be made. So keep on that daytime band even after dark if you need to, because you can make some calls there. Best DXO overnight will be on 40 and 80 meters. Just watch the static crashes. Shortwave band, folks, 31, 25, 22 in the 19-meter band. And your shortwave nighttime, 120, 90, 75, and 60, 49, 41. And they'll be noisy tonight with thunderstorm activity. Keep your headphones low, right? 31, 25, 22. And the 19-meter band will sound great in the northern hemisphere about 2 hours after sunset, and the signals will fade away. Today's ranking is a solar cycle 5. This current solar forecast is a 5. If we had better conditions, right? If the SFI was higher and we didn't have a BZ latitude that's going minus and then plus, be a little more stable, we'd have a higher number. But it's a 5 today just because things are just a little bit inconsistent on the forecast. And that's it. But a good day to work your amateur radio or your shortwave radio. Give me a second. Happy Thursday, Friday west of the dateline. It's great to see you guys today. We're going to talk today about the technician license questions, which are the beginning license in the US. So we'll talk some questions and answers on that. We're also going to show something that I think at the start, that's a really important thing. William in Jacksonville, November 5, Echo Victor Victor, had a question regarding the K4 and how different it might be to a Flex signature series. And so going up to the top, which is the 6700, let's take a quick look at those for connectivity. We know they're both great receivers, but at the back, that's where it really matters, right? Here's the back of the K4, okay? You've got 4 antenna inputs, plus you have another one that's below the second fan, the fan on the right. There is another RX antenna. So you have an RX antenna there plus 4 ports for TX, right? That's what you've got on the back of a K4. On the back of 6700, it's really kind of the same. It really is. You have 4 antenna ports there. Excuse me, you have 2 antenna ports, but you also have an RX antenna. So the one thing that's different between the 6700 and the K4 really comes down to what I said the other day, which is connectivity. The connectivity in the back of the K4 is phenomenal. It really is. But still, the 6700 isn't bad. I mean, you got two antenna ports plus a receive antenna. So really, either radio will work great for you. It really will. It just depends on how much connectivity you have. And for most people, they're going to use an antenna switch to switch between antennas anyway. So not a really big deal. All right. So thanks, William, for asking the question on the last show. I just want to make sure we had it visually for you so we could answer your question. Okay. Andy, thank you for the well wishes to Bob. That's really nice. Thank you. And also, by the way, we try to celebrate people who accomplish things here because this is really what this show's always been about. It's been to help people really celebrate. And, when they get licensed or licensed up with amateur radio, that's a big deal here. It really is. So let's cue the music. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Clark just passed his exam on Tuesday. Now, Richard, I'm not sure exactly which exam it is you passed. Let us know in the comment section because I'm trying to find out which one you passed. But we want to thank you and welcome you and congratulate you on doing it, man. That's awesome news, Richard. Congratulations. That is so cool, man. That's my favorite part of the show. We get to congratulate folks. Kel Yorstead, welcome. Good to have you. We'll have a segment featuring you today, some stuff that you accomplished as well. Andy News says, as Chuck Berry might say, studying hard and hoping to pass. You'll do fine. You'll do fine. And Graham, it's always good to see you from VK Land. Always a pleasure. Acid Drop, hello from beautiful downtown Knightsbridge, London. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Jerry Jones, Kilo 4, Papa Zulu, welcome. You're never late. You're great. We're grateful you're here. And thank you for coming today. Nice group today. This is really a special group. Hope I can do a show today that you'll really enjoy. Andy knew with his answer to today's topic question, what antenna would you like to have that you currently don't have? And Andy says an end-fed half wave on 40 meters. Andy, thanks for adding to the show. Thank you. Jerry Jones says, what band? Sunspace antenna so I can pick up Starfleet Command. You're kidding me, right? You're trying to make me do it, so I will.
He's dead, Jim.
There you go, Jerry. Okay. Winan, he says, a Yagi on 40. That'd be a great antenna. There's a place near me in Salem that has one. It's located on Commercial Street. I remember, well, it's like a car repair place, but the guy's a really big amateur radio operator, right? He's done it for decades. He's got this gigantic tower that's, of course, motorized, right? He's got like an 80-meter Yagi there. And it's huge. It's just huge. So, yeah, he can work 80 and 40. I'm like, oh, I'd love to just spend time, hanging out with him. Ooh, boy. Can I have your radio for like a weekend and play contests? Oh, it'd be fun. Steve, our new intermediate licensee, 2 Echo Zero X-Ray Sierra Hotel. I wish I had an antenna for 40 meters. It's not hard to build, man. It isn't. Good stuff. Check Coffee and Ham Radios. They have a lot of good stuff on antenna building. They really do. And same with Callum McCormick. You can do one, Steve. Not hard, mate. You can get it done yourself without spending any cash at all. You could do it really well with just probably some wire you had. Ron Walensky, we're in Monroe, Washington. Wish I had an 80-meter antenna so I can be entertained. Brilliant. 80's kind of where all the people like that for lack of a better word, and I hate to say this because it's not all of 80, okay? But for the most part, a lot of people on 80 meters kind of were people who were, could flunk CB, right? Okay. Yeah.
I don't think this boy's got all his marbles.
Yeah.
Shakes his head when he means yes, and nods when he means no.
Pretty much. Yeah. The guys that, you just have fun talking to, and that's it. Jerry Jones, subspace antenna so I can put Starfleet Command. Bergs Gard joins from Sweden. Long time no see, Larry. Hope you and your wife and brother are well. Bergs, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you. Nice to have you back. Wow. John, thanks for coming. Nice to see you as well. His call sign Kilo 2, Oscar Lima. John, welcome to the show. Jeff Porter, Portland, Oregon's here. Good to see you. Alpha Delta 7, Lima, November. And Life at Terminal Velocity. That's Carlos. He's coming to our show pretty soon. Don't tell the boss I'm playing hooky. It's our secret. Bergsgaard, he says he'd like to work. The frequency range is 3 to 300 megahertz, I believe, right? No, I'm getting confused, Bergs, what you're saying there. I'm sorry. Yeah. Larry sometimes get confused. And so, that's why we try not to do this too much.
My name is Larry.
Yeah, that's it. Kate Marshall, welcome to see us. Yeah, good to see you from my old YouTube channel. Welcome, Kate. Happy Thursday, on. Good to see you. Yeah. And I think we got everybody covered. I don't know for sure. Nikolai says 80 meters, 90% of the contests organized by the Romanian Federation of Radio Amateurs are made in that band. He'd like to join the 80-meter band for amateur radio. That's great. That's really good. Dale, welcome. Kilo India 5 Tango Sierra Foxtrot. This is a wonderful group today. It really is. Gordon joins us from UK. Mike 7 India November Tango. Wow. We got a full house today. Winan says J-pole, 6 meter or dipole. There you go. I'd like 6 meters too, because 6 meters here, it's awful. It's just way too much RFI for me. Jeff, thanks for the comment about the like button. That's nice. Nice of you to say that. I think we got it covered just about. Hang on. Jeff, November 4, Pop Oscar Delta, 60 meter and 160 are the two I'd like to have antennas for. 160 is mine. Yeah, because I'd like to work some top band. That to me would be special because it's part of the medium wave dial. For me, that's fun. And Kevin, welcome from Iowa. Kilo 0 Kilo Lima Bravo, checking in on the road and listening. Welcome, Kevin. Good to see a good YouTube channel there, too. Winan, I'm planning a 160 dipole up at 140 feet multi-band. That would be a great antenna, Winan. Oh, my gosh. You would do very, very well there. You really would. Siobhan in the UK, I'd love to try 160 meters. There you go. That'd be really good. 160s for me, too. Rob, welcome. Tucson, Arizona's here. November 7, Tango Alpha. Got some good folks here from Arizona. Charlie and Rob, thanks for being here. Wicked Loud when I'm out, folks. Have a great after chat, after shave. Kilo 3, Tango Victor. Mike, thanks for joining us, mate. Yep. Uh-oh. Spike in Montana. Oh, FedEx. Just brought my new TS 590 Sugar Golf. Well done, mate. That's great. Isn't it cool when you get like a radio in the mail? It's like, that's awesome. It's like your best day ever, right? The box comes and you're like, oh, it's here. Woohoo. Yeah. Andy New, K4, nearly 7,000 pounds in the UK. It's expensive. It is, yeah. But it's a phenomenal radio. It really is. It's a great, great radio. Siobhan, Elcraft feels like a couple of guys, a lot of beer in their garden. No, not at all. No. Those guys are very smart. Really, the beginnings of Elcraft, to be honest, is one guy was really into QRP. The other guy was really into CW, right? And they got together and they walked on literally, seriously, they walked on the beach and they talked about building a company. And it's a great success story of how this company came to be by bringing an idea to a ham fair. And people loved the idea. And so they bought into the company and they started making radios. That's the K2 and they still do it today. Very special company. Really is. Ellicraft is very, very special. Truly are. Gary Strong, welcome from Las Vegas, Whiskey 9 Papa Yankee. And yes, 40-meter loops would work well. Graham and VK Land, Victor Kilo 3 Golf Echo Kilo. I'd like a tri-band Yagi, 10, 15, and 20 meters. Boy, that'd be nice. Oh, no kidding. Beautiful. On 7 off, welcome to the show, first timer. Good to see you. Love it. Love it. 73.7, Larry, can you polish the E-layer so we get some good skip, mate? I would love to be able to do that. Wouldn't that be great just to go up there and say, hey, come on, E-layer, a little higher, let's get going. Can't get it to do it. Thanks for coming, my friend. It's nice to meet you. Thank you. Rodney from Holland, Pop Alpha 9 Romeo Whiskey. Hey, Larry, I'd like a PST 54 on a 40-meter Yagi. I'd love that too, man. That's awesome, Rod. Nice. Great. Well, folks, I'm going to tell you here, we're gonna try and help some people who would like to get licensed into amateur radio. And if you want to answer questions, you can. It's nice for, for a little refresher. But we're here to help people get licensed. Today, we're going to cover the technician license. So people who would like to get licensed, a little help with that first test to get you going and to prove that you can get yourself an amateur radio license, right? First question in the this would be the technician license here in the States. Which of the following protocols enables an amateur station to transmit through a repeater without using a radio to initiate the transmission? Would it be IRLP? Would it be D-Star? And IRLP, by the way, for people who are new, would be Internet Relay Linking Project, okay? The second one is D-Star. The third one is DMR. And the fourth one is Echolink. So we're looking for a way that you can contact a repeater without using a radio. The answer to this one is easy. It's Echolink, okay? Remember, Echolink doesn't require you to hook up through a repeater. You can actually use a computer to hook up, and that way you don't need to have a radio. That's the answer. So if you see this question and you're wondering, well, I don't know, how could you possibly do it? It's always Echolink. Okay, next question. Which of the following must be programmed into a D-Star digital transceiver before transmitting? This one's really easy, and you'll be able to get it. You will, okay? Think about what's most important when you make a call. The most important thing when you make a call is your call sign. You have to identify yourself. So before using D-Star, you need to make sure your call sign is included before you do anything, just like if you're making a sideband call. So your call sign must be first programmed into a D-Star digital transceiver before you transmit. Just like Morse code, just like sideband, make sure it's your call sign. Simple, okay? Next, what is meant by check in a radiogram header? Now, this is like so old. It's like you start thinking, radiogram. What the heck is that? All right, so when you're talking about a radiogram and you're talking about check, it's the number of words or word equivalents in the text portion of the message. Now, that sounds so weird. Think text. When you think radiogram, think text. It's the only answer that includes text, and you're talking a radiogram, right? So the answer is text. You see the answers as the number of words or word equivalents in the text portion of the message. That is a check in a radiogram header. Now, why, how often would you use this? Probably not a lot, but it's part of the test. And many of these questions that we're going through, you're going to find out when you turn on your radio. You'll figure out why that was in the test. You really will. You go, oh yeah, I remember that. It was on the test. That's why. So remember, radiogram, text, you're good. Next question. What are the names of the electrodes of a bipolar junction transistor? All right. So we're talking about transistor. Let me show you schematically. Okay. These are two different transistors. Okay. One is a bipolar. One is not. All right. There are three elements. See, you got a B that goes into the T. And remember, transistor, for folks that are new to amateur radio, and they get really nervous about schematics. I know, I've been there. Remember, transistors are easy because they are a T in a circle, always. So a T in a circle means a transistor. So that'll help you, all right? And then they have three elements, all right? There's a base, a collector, and an electrode. Take a look. See, sorry, emitter. I said electrode, emitter. So the answer here is emitter, base, and collector. And here they are in the schematic. There they are, the base, the emitter, and the collector. There they are. See, and when you look at these, you're going to notice as you go through the test, and this is what I'm saying, maybe later on, like if you start taking the test, right, and you go through the questions, and you get the ones you know, and there's some that maybe you think you know, but you're not sure. So you put a line by it or something. And the ones you're totally stumped on, maybe put an X by. But as you go through the test, you're going to go back. Oh, I remember that one. And you go back to it and you answer it. Just remember, when we're talking about transistors, the names of the electrodes on a bipolar transistor are emitter, base, and collector. And there they are. There's the emitter, comes out from the transistor on the bipolar one. Base is what comes in, collector is at the top. Now, if it's a non-bipolar transistor, you got the base at, coming in, still the base. The emitter is going in and your collector is going down. So that's the difference between the two. But mainly this whole point is, what are the three pieces of this, of a transistor? If it's a bipolar one, it's an emitter, base, and collector. I hope helps you learn it. The schematic is, I think, the easiest way to learn all of this. And once you see it, it's easier to remember. Hopefully that'll help you out with that one. Next, what's a characteristic of VHF signals received via auroral backscatter? We've done this a couple of times on the show where we've shown aurora QSOs, and they sound whispery and really just very not clear. It's almost like a ghostly sound. All right. So the first answer is correct. They are distorted and signal strength varies considerably. That is aurora backscatter. That's what happens when you use VHF on aurora backscatter. So they're often distorted and the signal strength varies considerably. They sound very whispery, to be honest, very, very whispery. All right, this one's going to be fun because I can help you remember what these are. What's the component number 4 in figure T3? Okay, number 4 is a kite. All right, look at it. Think of it like a kite. It's up in the air. It's shaped kind of like a kite. That's an antenna. So when you see that piece, that triangle upside down flying up there, think of it what's up in the sky like a kite. It would be an antenna. So that's the answer. A would be antenna. All right, so whenever you see this, this is going to be an antenna. And a really good tip for you would be to go on to, a schematic, just a schematic list, right? And one thing good about HemTest Online is you can go and view schematic elements and learn them. Pretty simple stuff. Like see here with Aurora, if you press Aurora, it's going to tell you about it there where it says Aurora. On this question, where it says the component, okay, it'll show antenna and then see text and show me. Both of those elements are so important in HemTest Online. That's why it helped me to go from 0 to extra in one sitting, really, because it'll help you not only understand, okay, why is it this, but also show me what it looks like. So if you get something like this wrong a lot, you can go back and check on it. It'll help you to pass the test. It really does. Okay, what term describes an amateur station that's transmitting and receiving on the same frequency? Always simplex. Just remember simple. Simple communication back and forth. Simple and you'll have it. That's how I pass the test. So when someone's transmitting and receiving on the same frequency, it is called simplex. Okay? Keep that in mind. And as you go through, like I say, a lot of these things will start to become really, it'll be ingrained in your head. You'll learn more truly when you get the radio and start using it. That's when you really learn ham radio. When you're taking the test, you're learning to pass the test. Truly, that's the honest truth. Final one here. What type of amateur station simultaneously retransmits the signal of another amateur station on a different channel or channels? This one is simple. This is a repeater station, okay? A repeater station's job is to pick up your signal and retransmit it. That's why it's called a repeater station. So when you see this question, always remember, when you have an amateur station retransmit a signal of the station signal coming in, but it sends it on another channel, it's a repeater station. So when you get a question that says, what type of amateur station simultaneously retransmits the signal of one amateur station on a different channel or channels, remember, the repeater station is doing a few things at the same time. It's picking up your signal coming into it and retransmitting it on a different frequency. That's what it's doing. Picks it up on one frequency, retransmits it on another one. It's seamless. And that's how your signals tend to go farther if you're using a repeater. It's pretty cool when you think about all the things we can do in amateur radio, whether it be digital modes or Morse code or sideband, or possibly you want to just, work, digital modes like that don't even really require much, like FT8, right? You find signals that are stations that are really far away. You try and make calls with them and you get excited because you made the call with them. Some of ham radio is so cool that when you get into it, you're going to find so many little rabbit holes you like. and you'll find a lot that you love. So hope you enjoy the segment, and please don't hesitate to get your license, get on the air, okay? And I'd really like to give a plug for Ham Test Online. They are a phenomenally good company. They're amateur owned, meaning they're, people who own it are amateur licensees. They are really good at keeping themselves updated. Those test questions are from the test that starts the technician pool exam on January 1st of 2022. So it's the new technician test that's coming out. That's how good they are. So I can't recommend enough. Ham Test Online, they have a money-back guarantee if you don't pass. 6 months with the use of the program, and they would help me go from 0 to extra in one sitting. All right, the guest that's coming just had a nice quick conversation with this gentleman. He's looking forward to seeing you this Saturday. Tim Duffy, K3LR, will be live with us this Saturday at 1900 UTC. He's going to talk about that beautiful ham shack he's got with all those contesting stations and places where people can work from all over the building. It's like if you could build yourself a dream ham shack, he has it. He'll be answering your questions coming up this Saturday at 1900 UTC. That's noon Pacific, 3 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone, 8 p.m. London, 5 a.m. I know it's early, but it's worth it. 5 a.m. in the eastern part of Australia on Sunday for Tim Duffy. Then the following Friday, it's June 24th. This was going to be at 2300 UTC. So I know late for Europe, but it's going to be a good show. Meet Hayden from Ham Radio DX, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel for a wonderful show, answering your questions all about amateur radio. Plus we'll talk about his YouTube channel and all kinds of fun stuff. Please join us. It's going to be June 24th. At 2300 UTC, and meet Hayden from Ham Radio DX. And this gentleman's here right now. He really is. Carlos. He's a really nice guy. Imagine jumping out of an airplane, right? You've got an antenna, you've got a radio, you've got your microphone, and you're trying to make sideband QSOs. He does it. It's phenomenal. He's a military vet, served his country, and he's now doing a special part in amateur radio that very few people could pull off. Parachute Mobile. Join us July 9th at 1900 UTC. Meet one of the most inspirational and creative people in amateur radio. Kilo Delta 9 Oscar Lima November, talking Parachute Mobile and having a fun time. Then on July 16th at 1900 UTC, meet Kevin Zenyani of Bioenno Power. He's going to be answering your questions worldwide about portable operating your station. So battery power, what might you need for this radio or that radio? Kevin will be here to answer your questions, so please be a part of that. Then on July 30th at 1900 UTC, Jason from Ham Radio 2.0 comes in to join us. Jason's going to be taking your questions live. Please join us around the country. That's noon Pacific, 3 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone, North America, 8 p.m. in London. And if you're in Australia, again, that's 5 a.m., but it'll be well worth it, because you'll be joining us to meet Jason. Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo. I'm really honored Jason's coming. Be a lot of fun to meet him and ask him questions. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's really good to see you guys. It's an honor to spend some time. Let's catch up with you, and we'll see what kind of comments you have for our question today, which is, what antenna do you wish you had a band for, okay? It's good to see you guys. It really is. Thank you for coming today. And by the way, we'll be talking a little bit after the show on Discord, and the link will be at the top of the description of this video. It'll be the very first thing I put in. Even before I title the video, you'll have the description to just click that link on Discord and join as part of the show after the conversation. Andy New, Mike 7, Charlie Union November. Sorry, there's a Elecraft K3 with an ATU for sale here. Now, where to find 1,995 pounds? Yeah, that's a great radio, man. It really is. I loved mine. Fred's here. Hey, Fred. Lizzie fan 1986 is in the house. Hi, Fred. We're going to have a picture of you today on the show. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. People are answering the questions from This Is Great. Dirk, trick question. I do it with D-Star. There you go. This is fun. It's fun to watch you guys answering the questions and see, look, your call sign, A. Thanks for doing that, guys. It's really cool because, these were really important. And Jeff makes this a point. None of these questions were on the test when I upgraded to technician. What's interesting about it is these are the new questions that are coming up for July 1st for people that will be taking their test in the future. So that's kind of neat. And I'm grateful that Ham Test Online is that effective. Berg's Guard said extremely low frequency and SLF super low frequency. Okay, so you're talking 3 to 300 hertz. Thank you for clarifying, sir. See, when I grew up back in the day, there was long wave, medium wave, short wave, and that was it, right? But shortwave was always like HF, right? And then, of course, you had VHF, UHF, and super UHF and all that. So what they've done over time since the 630 meter band and the 2200 meter band came in, they then went to super low frequency and extremely low frequency, just like they did on the upper end. It's interesting how things change. It really is. Thank you, Bergs. I appreciate that. Jeff said, I received a radiogram when I upgraded to general. Congratulations, my friend. All right, I think we got everybody caught up, but I don't think we have. Look at this from Steve. I thought a radiogram was a wood sign table thing with a radio and record player built in. He's an intermediate license, man. He got it. I'm proud of him, really am. Stuart, welcome. Good to see you. Mike Zero Tango Quebec. Looks to be a great show that you're here, sir. Thank you, Stuart. Happy Thursday night, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, Ron, Victor, Kilo, Hatch. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. Easy way to remember it. All right, Gamingham, which is Gordon. Larry, could you mention a special event station coming? Okay, here's the deal. I can do special event station stuff, but I'll do this for you, Gordon. I'll try and do this for you to help you out. Okay, I'll do it. I'll try. All right. Gordon is going to be a part of a special event station to celebrate the opening of his local Spitfire Museum. It opened up in 1981. And Gordon, if you want to put down exactly what frequency band you're going to be on and what maybe the antennas or something you're using, that'd be great because that way people could find information on it. Another thing that maybe would help you would be to contact your local RSGB rep about it because they could put on their news site, try and help you out to get more exposure for it, Gordon. Mike 7, 80 November Tango, thanks again for joining today's show. It's good to have you, buddy. It's good to have you. All right. So we're going to talk today a little bit about safe buying tips, not just safe selling. Safe selling is easy. Seriously. If you want to safe sell, there's ways to do it all over the place. But safe buying is different. Now, this is important for newer hams or people who would like to get in the hobby because you may be buying a used radio or a used, antenna tuner, might even be a used amplifier someday. There are safe buying tips for you. I'd like to make sure you understand. In amateur radio, there are many ways we find our used gear. There are websites like QRZ. They have a place. If you look in the blue area, there's a place there that's called Swap Meet. Okay. And this one's really good. QRZ is very good on their Swap Meet side because I'll show you why as we get into it. If you press Swap Meet, here's what comes up. Okay, ham radio gear for sale. And then on the top of it, it'll show you QRZ Swap Meet rules, and it'll tell you whatever date it was the last time it was updated, all right? So you get to the Swap Meet rules, and it'll talk about like the purpose. It's all well laid out, really is. But when you get to the point about payment, take a look. Sellers should not request or suggest payment methods that avoid the payment of transaction fees, such as but not limited to PayPal, friends, and family. If it looks like the deal attempts to defraud payment processors, such as claiming family or friend status, then we may point this out for the benefit of potential buyers. QRZ allows but does not recommend friends and family and may point this out in sellers' ads. So what that means is, if you put an ad on QRZ and you say friends and family PayPal only, QRZ may put an addendum to your ad saying there is a risk for buyers to use this kind of service. Okay, there's a reason for that. We're going to get that in just a moment, right? So here's a good example of where we buy, right? QRZ's one of them. Another one is QTH, QTH.com, ham radio classified ads. These are places that people within the amateur radio community buy and sell various things like radios, amplifiers, tuners, etc., right? You go in, ignore the two Chevys. The Nova's beautiful, the Corvette's gorgeous, I get it. But we're going to go to the right, okay? The ICOM 7300 mint condition, all right? Take a look at it. Price $800 plus shipping, okay? USPS money order only. All right, let's take a look at what that means. You send a money order to somebody. Now, there's their call sign, right? There are some tips that you've got to be careful of when you do this, all right? Because you're literally sending somebody you don't know a money order with either hundreds of dollars in it or potentially thousands of dollars, and you don't have any protection, right? What protects you from getting nothing at all? And this happened to me, all right? I went to purchase a radio on a website, not going to say which, but my point is nothing ever came. And the seller said, friends and family. I want to use friends and family. And I refuse to because I'll never do that with PayPal. If you use friends and family, you do not have any protection as a buyer that you'll get anything at all or get something that is as described. If you use PayPal normally, you're guaranteed you'll receive the item and as described. That's very important because if you get an item, and let's say, for example, you buy it at 7,300, right? And you buy the radio and it's all scratched up and the ad didn't say that. Or the screen is cracked and the ad didn't say that. Or it doesn't work and the ad, of course, didn't say that. You then file a claim with PayPal, which then contacts the seller to say, hey, this was wrong with the radio. What's going on? The buyer then, you as a buyer, have rights to send that radio back to that seller and get your money back. It's not going to come right away. It'll take 3 or 4 weeks, but at least you're protected. For me, it saved me $1,500. I'm telling you, be careful when you buy and sell. Let's take a look at a few ads. I'm not saying that these sellers, are bad. I'm just saying, watch what you're doing. Okay, this is Federal Express. He'll ship it by FedEx, but he wants a money order. So you got to send him a money order and, hope the radio comes. That's just the point. Next one. Again, USPS money order or bank check. When it clears, I ship. Okay, you should please be careful because you have no proof you're getting anything. I'm not saying that these guys are scammers. I'm just saying these are things to look out for. Okay, here's another one. Take a look. He wants $125 for this Pi Spar. Okay, this Pi Star. $125 or trade, PayPal friends and family. You have no protection using friends and family. You don't. Next one. Here's another one. I'll ship for $100 or best offer. Sales are final. I'll take PayPal friends and family or about any electronic funding source. So what is that? Okay. PayPal, or there's another item that you can use called Zelle. Okay, Zelle Pay, it's also known as. You have to be very careful when you see ads like this with, say, PayPal or Zelle. Okay, this one doesn't say friends and family, which is great because you've got protection. This one here says friends and family. So does this one, all right? So be careful when you see these things, and I'll give you some tips to help you, all right? Final one. This one's, check, money or Zelle only, no PayPal, all right? So again, I'm not saying anybody here is scamming people, but I'm telling you there are people out there who are scamming hams thousands of dollars, typically lots of money to put up fake ads. Zelle Pay is a way that your bank talks to their bank and transfers money. That's what it's used for. It's used for making transfers from your bank account to another bank account with no protection as a buyer. You have zero protection. So if someone says Zelle Pay, make sure you know the person really, really well, or friends and family. Make sure you can verify that person exists to save yourself from getting a box of rocks or nothing. Seriously. eBay is another thing. But with eBay, we can buy things on eBay which are typically more expensive. I'll be honest with you, they're more expensive usually than using QTH or QRZ, but eBay still exists and there are radios on eBay as well. Let's take a look. Here's the Yaesu FT450D, $395, 5 bids, so forth and so on, right? You're going to use PayPal because that's part of PayPal is part of eBay. All right. They're one and the same. So you're going to get the item as described, or you're going to get your money back. That's the advantage of eBay. But again, eBay tends to be more expensive. So when you use eBay to buy or sell, you do have some protection. That's true. But friends and family is really dangerous. And I would watch friends and family very carefully. These are some tips to hopefully help you out if you're going to go buying somebody else's gear, right? PayPal has two ways to pay a seller. Normal PayPal, which your seller has to pay a commission to PayPal for, but you as a buyer has a guarantee that you'll receive the item and that it will be as described. That's very important, okay? You're going to get the item and it's as described. The second way PayPal is used is friends and family. This method of payment has no protection for the buyer to receive the item being purchased and no guarantee it will be as described. With friends and family PayPal, the seller pays no commission fees, all right? Please be very careful of friends and family. You don't have any protection. Zelle, also known as Zelle Pay, is a bank-to-bank transfer of funds. Also note, when you first sign up for Zelle, it may place a limit of up to $500 daily that you can transfer to your new Zelle account. Like PayPal, friends and family, as a buyer, you have no protection or guarantee that the item will arrive, will come at all, or it will be in as described condition. All right. So how can you save these things? Like, how do you, get yourself not in trouble doing this? Well, first of all, getting PayPal and doing it right by not doing friends and family is a good way because you'll have a guarantee that way. It may not be quick getting your money back if, things aren't right, but at least it's a guarantee. All right. But here's some items, things can help you for people that may say PayPal, friends and family, or Zelle Pay. Number one, get a phone number from your seller. Now, you don't know if it's a throwaway phone, but the point is get a phone number. Get to know them. Talk to them. Have them send you some photos or better yet, a video. Okay, that's really good. We'll get to that in a little bit. Number two, get photos and preferably a video from your seller to show the item is working as described. Try and make a QSO with them. I've done that. And I've made calls, and the person then, I know who they are. I know that they're the ham that they say they are by their call sign, and that gives me a lot of peace of mind because I know the person then is licensed, and I know who they are. Number three, check their email, and that it matches the email on QRZ. One thing I found out when I was scammed on a different website is what the scammers look for is they look for call signs on QRZ that don't have emails. That's a true story. So if you don't see the email on QRZ, that's a red flag. It really is. Make sure to at least talk to them on the phone. Make sure that you get video or hopefully a QSO with the person, and you can verify that their call sign and on the, whatever, like if you're an Ofcom or the FCC database, check their license and their location where they're from. Make them verify their address. Okay, that'll help you. Don't go spending thousands of dollars sending to people with no protection, okay? Number four, check the seller's call sign for any information that may be out there for them. You may find information that might not be good about them. That could be a red flag. Protect yourself. Number five, if on eBay, check their feedback. If it's negative, think carefully if you want to send them money. This is so important, my friends. Number six, if their ad doesn't say friends and family and they're pressuring you to use friends and family, run like heck. Seriously. Run like heck. How the guy tried to scam me was on a Yaesu rig, and it never said friends and family. And the guy, I had a phone number, really, it was a burner phone. If people that don't know what burner phones are, they're the throwaway phones you get like at a convenience store, right? So he kept saying friends and family, friends and family, friends. It wasn't in the ad. And I said, no, I won't ever do friends and family. I want the protection of PayPal. That's why I'm using it. But I'll pay the commission. The commission is 3%. So if you know the commission is 3% in the sale, offer to pay them the 3%, but keep yourself protected. That is so important. What did happen for me was I ended up being scammed, right? So then what happened was I was able to get a hold of PayPal, told them what happened, told them the radio never came, and it took like about 4 weeks, but I got the money back. Don't be a victim of scammers. They're out there, and they look on QRZ especially for ads for like call signs that have no email. If there's no email, I would be really careful about buying from them. I really would, just because you can't guarantee who they are. If you can't guarantee who they are, how can you guarantee that thousands of dollars are going to bring you a product back, right? Think about that, my friends. Once you do safe buying, don't get messed up. It's too hard to get that money, right? All right. Let's take a look at something real quick. We got some, but we're going to celebrate. So for the channel, part of the channel here, let's cue the music. That was a long segment, was it? Sorry about that. But when you've been a victim of a scam before and you were blessed to not lose $1,500, you can use your experience hopefully to help other people, okay? We're going to celebrate someone today that watches the channel. This is Anthony. Look at this. Anthony Meglamorio. He's from Richboro, Pennsylvania. Kilo Charlie 3, Romeo, Victor, India. He watches the channel all the way from the beautiful state of Pennsylvania. Let's take a look. He's a new ham. He got licensed in 2021. He's learning and he's loving it. Meeting with and talking with many fine people. Great way to meet people and develop new friendships. He became an amateur extra on June 8th of 2021. Well done. He's near retirement age. Another hobby he has is photography. Now, exactly where is Anthony located? He's located in the beautiful eastern part of the state of Pennsylvania. If you zoom out just a little bit, he's northeast of Philadelphia and southwest there of New York City. And in the country, if you're not sure where that would be, he's on the eastern seaboard of the United States. Anthony, I want to thank you for being a part of Ham Radio Live's family here. It's an honor that you're here. And to me personally, that's my favorite part doing the show, is for people that watch it and enjoy the program. So Anthony, thank you very, very much. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you and have you a part of this whole thing. All right, let's go upstairs. We're going to see how the Muppets critics think of the show. But first, don't forget, we have a topic question today. What band do you wish you had an antenna for? Let's go upstairs, check on the crow's nest, see how the show's going.
On a scale of 1 to 10, we give it a 3.
Oh, well, maybe it wasn't that good. Let's give it a 1.
You gave him a 1?
He's never been better.
There you go, the Angry Hams. Oh, gosh, I love that clip. That's pretty good. Gordon says, it's on there, and it's a club that's doing it. Thank you. Sorry. No, don't be sorry, Gordon. Goodness sakes, no. It's always good to talk about things that are going on in amateur radio. Thank you for letting us know about it. That's a good thing. Just please be very careful when you're buying and selling stuff. All right. First question today. By the way, we do have a tie score, 30-30. The world in North America locked up in a big battle. Which of the following did Edwin Armstrong invent? Now, okay, first of all, don't confuse this guy with the guy who went into space and was the first man on the room, okay? Yeah, this is not Neil Armstrong. So, which of the following did Edwin Armstrong invent? Did he invent sideband? Did he invent FM? Did he invent MCW? Or did he invent PSK? Edwin Armstrong, here's a picture of him. That was his beautiful, that's the way radio used to be, man. That's what it was back then. But think about this. What did he invent? A, B, C, or D? Let us know your answer. We'll let you know who gets it right first, okay? All right. Stan Bjorfik, first in, Lima Alpha 5, Lima Tango Alpha. By the way, Stan's going for 3 for 3. He would be tied with two people who've done it. A, SSB. No, not it, buddy. Andy New from UK, Mike 7, Charlie November with A. Nope. Dirk, Whiskey 9, Romeo Delta Yankee, guesses C, MCW. No. Aaron Lutz from Canada with D, PSK. No, and that leaves only one more. Stuart, Mike 0, Tango Quebec, gets that one more. It's FM, and there he is by his radio, and he got it right. It's FM. Yeah. Edwin Armstrong invented FM. Now, you might think, okay, how do you invent FM, right? Take a look. AM radio has a 10 kilohertz bandwidth, okay? And this is commercial, right? Get that. But Edwin Armstrong did this, and this is how we figured things out. AM is very different than FM. Okay, in AM, you have what's called amplitude modulation, uses 10 kilohertz of bandwidth when you're using it, right? And typically, when you use AM, you have a sine wave, right? And that's how AM works. FM, the sine wave gets higher and lower as you modulate whatever's going on, sound, whether it's music or your voice, maybe it's just the sound of nature, whatever. But it compresses and extends the sine wave. That's how FM works versus AM. Also uses a lot more bandwidth. That's why if you listen to FM radio, the music sounds so much better. It's 200 kilohertz bandwidth versus 10 kilohertz bandwidth. So like if you're on FM radio here in the States, there's 100 possible bands available on the FM bandwidth. Okay, on AM, there are 106 possible bands. Maybe you didn't know that. That's how similar both bands are. But because 200 kilohertz is used in FM, the fidelity is so much better. If you've ever used or know somebody uses extended single sideband, right, and they're going 10K wide, you've heard the beautiful fidelity versus maybe a 2.7 kilohertz transmission on sideband. With FM, it's totally different. You get so much bandwidth for fidelity, and it works differently than AM. Instead of the sine waves going up and down based on frequency, FM goes up and down in terms of like compressing the signal, extending, compressing, extending with a total bandwidth of 200 kilohertz. So nice work on this one, Stuart from the UK, helping the world get the lead. Well done. Next question. How long does it take particle emissions from a coronal mass ejection to reach Earth? Okay, so we're talking solar weather here. Okay, how long does it take a CME to reach Earth? Is it A, instantly, B, 16 minutes, C, 20 to 40 hours, or D, 8 minutes? First one to get the question right for their continent wins, and good luck. It's currently 35 for the world and 30 for North America. We'll see who gets this one right. Again, we're talking about a coronal mass ejection, and this is what they look like, okay? In essence, it's a gigantic plasma explosion from the sun. That's exactly what it is. So plasma extends out 1 million, 2 million miles from the sun, just goes way out there, okay? And the energy from that, from the magnetic energy that comes towards Earth, can really cause a massive issue for us in amateur radio, all right? So how long does it take for that particle emission to come from the sun when there's a CME? All right, first one comes in. Steve, our new intermediate licensee from the UK, 2 Echo 0 X-Ray Sierra Hotel, says C, 20 to 40 hours. Bang, he got it. Nice job, Mr. New Intermediate. Nice work, Steve. It is 20 to 40 hours. Yeah, that's why when we talk about CMEs and we have one from the sun, to watch out for a day or two, sometimes 3, for that CME to strike, because you don't know how long it's going to take. And if we have a southern BZ latitude, meaning the Earth's magnetic fields point south, it can really wreak havoc on the HF bands for us. And also, by the way, it can cause our aurora to shift down north too, or from the north go south, from the south go north. You know what I'm saying? Our aurora can get a little bit bigger. So C is the right answer. Well done to my friend Steve, our new intermediate in the UK, for that. Andy New had D, Kim Cheney with D, Aaron with C, Kjell had it right. Stian, you're a wizard. Stian, you're amazing. You got it right too. Watch out for Stian in Norway. I think this guy's a super genius, really. He's very smart. Nice work, Stian. Kjell also had it. So did Esdrup. She had D. Dirk had C. Stewart was C. Ron in Washington State was C. A. Hendricks, welcome. He had C. C from Wine and Tonto. Emeritus, first timer, welcome. Nice to meet you, Tonto. Thanks for being here today. Yep. And Lizzie Fad, FM constantly shifts frequency. Yeah, that's what I said, Fred. Basically the same thing. It just compresses and extends. That's all it does. If you look at it from a view from a oscilloscope, is what it does. And Stuart, FM is a fantastic Steely Dan song. Well done. Well done. And again, a CME comes from the sun just like this, and it hits. And then what happens is, if it's directed towards Earth, much of it has to do with our magnetic field and which way it's pointing. If it's pointing towards the south, the north can have serious HF disruptions. In fact, what can happen is you can have a total HF blackout where there's nothing. You lose the bands all the way to 10 meters. So just understand, when we have these CMEs, and we'll have more and more and more of those as we get going towards solar cycle 25's peak, more and more happen. That's what happens. So yeah, there you go. I'm sorry, Rodney, you had it right. Excuse me. I guess I'm wrong there. I didn't mean to do it. I had them confused. The two were backwards. If the amplitude gets compressed, it's AM. That's correct. Sorry about that. If you see a slight shift in the carrier, it's FM. So I explained it wrong. My fault. Remember, my name is Larry. There you go. But you got it all right. So, and Fred says as well, no static at all. FM's very, very quiet. If you use, for example, 2-meter sideband, right? You're high on FM. You're above the FM broadcast band. You can shift the squelch out and just have nothing. And then all of a sudden a voice comes in and it's just deathly quiet after the voice. It's so stinking cool. It really is. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, you use your squelch just right. You'll be fine. All right, folks. Don't forget today's question. What band do you wish you had an antenna for? Put it in the comments quickly. We'll make it part of today's show. And then we got to go. Hour and 10. Wow. Yeah, I got them confused. AM is this way and FM is this way. Yeah. And it's fun too, because, when we work extended single sideband for people that like that stuff, right? Or have listened to someone that's got great fidelity, usually their transmit frequency is pretty wide. It's because you can put a lot more within the bandwidth, and it makes a huge difference. So people that do that, maybe 10K, even 6 to 7K wide, you can get a lot more fidelity in there. It's harder to squeeze that into 2.7. So it's pretty interesting, the different things we could do in amateur radio, isn't it? It's a lot of fun. Robert Varner, hi, bud. Good to see you, and thank you for joining the show today. It's good to have you. All right, we're on Discord. We got a fun Discord page. It will be in the top of the description section of this video. In fact, it'll be the first thing I put in right after the show. Part of the fun is we do a thing called Funnies on Fridays, and we show some funny stuff, things that make people laugh. We live in a world today that is just so doggone serious, and it's almost to the point, I think, where we need a laugh sometimes. So on Fridays, we do Friday Funnies. Please put your funnies in the hashtag funny section of our Discord channel. We'll share it on tomorrow's show. It's down here at the bottom when you take a look at our Discord channel under fun stuff. Hashtag funnies. Put your funny stuff, memes, cartoons, whatever you might be, and we will make it part of the show. Let's take a quick eyeball look, and we'll see if we can see what's on our Discord page today. Hopefully have a little bit of fun and close the show. So let's have a little... let's play, why don't we do this one? That one. Perfect. Little bowling for soup today as we check our Discord page. All right, here we go on our picks non-ham related. My name is Thor. I carry a giant hammer. Also, this is Kjell in Norway. Look at this. He did a ham meeting and he was part of the presenters. Look at this. This is from Norway. Kjell sent this to us. Kjell, thank you for doing this. Lima Bravo Zero Yankee India. There's his beautiful Carl, his beautiful card. He's part of the Norwegian Radio Relay League. Thank you, Kjell, for this. Talking about the beautiful Bouvet Island DXpedition, which is coming up here in November. Don't forget, DXCC number 2, Beauvais, and 3, Crozet, will both be activated at the same time in November of this year. And they're talking about what's going on with this great DXpedition that's going to a really cold place just to the north of Antarctica. So, Kjell, thanks for sending us this information as these folks are learning all about it. And there is Kjell making a little presentation to the folks. Kjell, thank you for sending this. Wanted to show it. I love this stuff. This is fun. Also, take a look at this. This is some work. Now, take a look real quick. This is one of the 5 confirmed contacts with the old Russian Mir. The first contact was the 7th of January of 99 at 10:23 RTC. Look at that. I'm sorry, UTC, not RTC. And then the second one, pretty cool. Nice to send those 2 QSO cards. We got a good one from Fred in the beautiful state of Connecticut, Alpha 3 Romeo. This is Joe Rudy. Now, people that may not know who Joe Rudy is, Joe Rudy was a championship baseball player for the Oakland Athletics, and he's also a ham. Nice work, Fred. Look at this. Right there with Fred and Joe Rudy. That's cool. Joe Rudy's call sign, November Kilo 7 uniform. Thanks, Fred, for a very good send. Take a look at this. This is great. He also said John Whiskey 2 Golf Delta at Papa 44 Whiskey. Big prize winner. He says, my bud, November 3, Tango, 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 after winning a 7610 at contest dinner. Now check this out. He already has plans for this guy's prize. We're going to remote that rig at his Pop Shack, Alpha 1 Kilo, along with a couple of K3s and a Yaesu FTDX 101 for multi-molt. You already got plans. That's awesome. You won. Let's do this now. Fred, thank you for sending that stuff to us. If you want to send stuff to our Discord page, whether it be funny or whether it be something that might be just cool at Ham Radio, feel free and send it to us at ham-radio-live. I'll have a link to it right at the very top of the description section of this video. All right, friends, we're going to close the show. I want to thank you for coming today, wherever you are around the world. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you guys, and I mean that sincerely. Through all the troubles and struggles that is going on with the world, not only in my world, but your world and our world. Isn't it nice to try and have a fun conversation? We all have fun. I think so, too. Till we meet again, everybody, my name's Larry. My call sign Amateur Radio's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Don't forget the conversation continues on Discord after the show. And if you'd like to get your radio license, find somebody like the Radio Society of Great Britain. They're really good at helping people get their license in amateur radio. In fact, the UK is one of a few countries worldwide that has growing numbers in amateur radio. It's true. Find them online at www.rsgb.org. That's where you'll find them. Radio Society of Great Britain. Tell them you'd like to be an amateur radio licensee and where you're from. They'll send an email to you back with a great amateur radio club close to you. www.rsgb.org. We're going to close off with a Saudi Arabia TV sign-off. Remember the days? Do you remember you'd go to bed, right? You'd like be at TV at the late movie, right? You'd see it. Then they show like 10 car commercials that you didn't care about. And then they played the national anthem and sign off the air, right? And the static would be on the TV screen. This is back in the day when that happened. But this is what it would have been like if you'd been in Saudi Arabia. My name's Larry. My call sign is Kilo 7 Hotel November. God bless you wherever you are in the world. Thanks for watching the show. Goodbye, everybody.
Good evening. This is Channel 3 Television, and here's your program lineup for tomorrow, February the 17th. We have a full day beginning at 9 o'clock with the children's shows, and then at 10:09 it's the documentary special Tatters. At 11 o'clock, it's NCAA football as Auburn squares off against Alabama in what has been traditionally known as the Iron Bowl. At 1:28, it's our sports continue with international track and field, rugby, and the NFL Game of the Week. At 4:49, it's the Horse of the Year, Texaco Challenge. At 5:46, we have The Littlest Hobo, followed by cartoons at 6:10. And at 6:21, we have The Land of the Lapse. 6:46 brings Swiss Family Robinson, followed by Dirty Sally at 7:47. At 8:09, it's the Enigma Files, and comedy returns to Channel 3 at 8:57 with Three's Company. At 9:13, it's Hazel, and at 10 o'clock, we'll have the national and international news, followed by our Thursday night movie, Skyjacked. We'd like to thank you for watching Channel 3, and from all of us here, good night.
It's not contagious. So I do have it.